I think I told you this before on our show, that we had heard this rumor that Kalina was being snubbed because the government was trying to enter an agreement with BAF. We heard this. That's a conflict of interest. But yeah, we heard that the government was deliberately withholding the funds from Kalina so that they could involve themselves into an agreement with British American Financial Insurance Limited. And Insurance Limited. BAF. I think I have it right. And that's sad and unfortunate. Why would you do that? Why would you put officers' lives at risk, put their families' lives at risk, just so you could pad the pockets of the Deputy Prime Minister? If that is the case, it's all alleged. Why would you do that? Because that's very disturbing and troubling. But yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. Anyhow. And there was another situation that came to my attention. I want you to listen to the communication. I'm going to read two things to you. One says, F&M government sold all of NIB's private investment portfolio. In a startling revelation, it has been disclosed that the previous F&M Minis Pintard administration sold off the entire private investment portfolio of the National Insurance Board. This move, made without public announcement, has significant financial implications for the country. An analysis of key holdings from the NIB portfolio reveals the following estimates of current values had the investments been retained. And this is, NIB had shares in Amazon. If NIB had kept their shares, NIB would have $709,432 in terms of value for their shares at Amazon. Their shares at Apple would be valued at $323,565. Their shares at Microsoft would be valued at $2,837,885. Their shares at JP Morgan Chase would be valued at $1.4 million. Their shares at Intel would be valued at $1.3 million. And their shares at Alphabet would be valued at $1.0 million. The total estimate value of these investments today would be approximately $7.7 million. This substantial amount highlights the potential financial growth that could have benefited the Bahamian people, underscoring the importance of strategic financial management for national assets. That's what I saw. Let me keep up with this. The NIB stock sales scandal. Because when I saw the story, some things jumped out at me and I was shocked. Some things jumped out at me. The NIB stock sales scandal, a 2020 decision, a 2024 revelation, a 2026 silence. In June 2024, member of Housing and Urban Renewal, Keith Bell, ignited controversy in the House of Assembly when he revealed that the National Insurance Board, NIB, had sold off its entire portfolio of U.S. equities in 2020, including shares in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Intel, and JP Morgan Chase. At the time, Bell characterized the move as reckless, financially damaging, and emblematic of the former Minis administration's mismanagement. He argued that those assets would have been dramatically increased in value. He argued that those assets would have dramatically increased in value and helped strengthen NIB's ability to meet pension and unemployment obligations. The parliamentary revelation occurred almost 4 years after the sale. It is now January 2026, and the most critical questions remain unanswered. The timing still doesn't sit right with me. COVID-19 took hold in the Bahamas in March of 2020, triggering emergency border closures, job losses, and economic shock. Had NIB liquidated foreign assets in March during peak uncertainty and market freefall, the argument of emergency crisis management would be easier to accept. But the request for NIB to sell those assets came in May 2020.